Good afternoon. This is Megan with Grit and Grow with Megan. Today, we're going to we're going to dive right in and we're going to discuss the complex and misunderstood topic of forgiveness. There are a lot of myths around forgiveness, and there's a lot of people feel like forgiveness can't be done. It can. It does take work. Forgiveness is a word that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it truly mean? And more importantly, why is it crucial to our personal growth and well-being? So the first thing I want to discuss are some of the myths around forgiveness. And so there are definitely some myths around forgiveness. And then we're going to go into a little bit more about forgiveness and how it affects your growth and your well-being. So number one is the first myth is forgiveness means condoning the action. This is a big misconception. I don't condone someone's actions, but that doesn't mean I can't forgive them. It means that it's not about saying what someone did was okay. It's about releasing yourself from the emotional burden. The thing is that when you are not forgiving people, when you're holding anger and when you're holding frustration and you're holding hate towards someone, the only person that's truly hurting is you. That's an emotional burden you're carrying on a daily basis. So you don't have to forgive them because you want to allow them the leniency to say, hey, I can do whatever I want. No, that's not what it's about. It's about forgiving them for you. And a lot of times people I have forgiven, I have never told them I forgave them, because it's not about them either. It's about me. And for me to allow that hate and that anger and that frustration and that hurt to rule my life, that isn't hurting them. It's only hurting me. So what happens, what that myth is about is it's not about condoning. It's not about saying, you know what she did is fine. You hurt me, but we're good. Everything's good. It's about saying, you know what they did was not right. But if I continue to hold this anger and I continue to hold this frustration and this hate for this person, then I am no better than them. And I am only hurting myself. And for that is not healthy for you. And that's what it's about. We're trying to create health and wellness for ourselves. And you cannot be healthy for yourself if you are holding anger towards other people. So that's number one. Forgiveness is one-time event. This is not true either. I have some family members from my past. I have some family members that have hurt me a great deal in my past. And even some friends that have hurt people that were friends that hurt me a great deal in my past. And obviously you've got your exes and they hurt you, right? There are some of them that it's an ongoing process with them, my forgiveness. And they don't even know about it, but it's things that have come up maybe when I'm around them that I have to remember I'm forgiving them. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Forgiveness is all about the journey, because as you forgive people, even if you forgive them to yourselves, and we're going to go over some little tips and tricks to help you, but as you forgive them, you will allow yourself the ability to grow. And by allowing yourself that ability to grow, you let go of it. So it's a consistent journey for you to forgive. There might be setbacks and waves of anger that resurface. I know with one family member in particular, whenever I see them, I've forgiven them for a lot of things, but when I see them, sometimes they'll say something or they'll act a certain way. And what that does is it triggers something that brings up that anger from the past. And so it's a constant battle to keep my serenity and my peace by not allowing or holding that anger against them. And so I just have to remind myself, this is not about them either. This is about me. And I need to forgive them, but it's not going to be an overnight, hey, that's it, I forgave everything. That's not how it happens either. So these are two major misconceptions That we have more, but the first two are forgiveness means condoning. That's not true. I don't condone behavior, but I can forgive it. Forgiveness is a one-time event. Again, this is not true. There are people, you have someone who verbally abused you or physically abused you in your past. You're holding a lot of anger towards them. You're holding a lot of frustration towards them. And I get it, but you're holding yourself back from growing by doing that. So it's not going to be, hey, you know what? You're absolutely right, Megan, and I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to forgive them. I'm going to allow all this forgiveness to happen, and you just automatically, you're fine. That's not how it works. But you can get there. It's just steps, and it's a constant giving yourself the ability, the leeway to sometimes fall backwards, because we do. We're human. We're going to fall backwards. We're going to have setbacks, but allowing yourself that time to feel it and move forward. So number 3, you have to forgive everyone. Number 3 myth is you have to forgive everyone. This is not true either. It's a personal choice. So I have people in my life that it's not necessarily that I have forgiven them. I just don't deal with it anymore. Like, I don't hold anger, and I don't hold frustration. I don't hold hate, but I also don't hold any positive feelings as well. I hold a very neutral feeling. I have told a few people, and over the time I've told, it's not that the opposite of love is hate. That's not true. Love and hate have a very thin line between them. The opposite of love is not caring, is absolutely just not, like, I don't have hate because I just don't care. And, I don't wish them bad because that would be hate. I don't wish them, things to happen to them or anything like that, because that would be me holding that anger. I just don't care. And if I hear it happened a few years ago. I heard something really bad happen to someone that I had at one point cared about. And then he hurt me. 2 of them actually together hurt me. And I was like, I really feel bad for them. I really feel bad. One passed away and the other one was kind of left behind. And I was like, I really feel bad for them, because I know that they had a really good friendship, and I feel bad that they've lost that. They lost that friendship because one passed away. And someone said to me, well, why? I was like, just because I don't talk to them anymore, just because they hurt me, doesn't mean I am going to hold hate towards them. I don't hold hate. I feel bad because I think the one that's left behind really needed the other one. And so therefore, that one's going to be struggling for a while. And so I feel bad about that. But I went on my day. I felt bad in the moment and I went on my day. I don't have hate. I really, don't care that much. I feel bad that he's going through that, but it really doesn't mean a whole lot to me on my everyday life. So that's number 3. So we have 3 of the main myths around forgiveness, and they're powerful. If you can get past those myths, if you can hear me and get past those myths, it's absolutely amazing to think about it, that 1, you don't have to forgive everyone. 2, that doesn't mean condoning. And 3, that is it's not a one-time event. It's going to be a journey for you. And if you recognize that and you understand that and you respect that that's going to be a journey for you, then it's going to be amazing for you to go through that journey and have that forgiveness in your heart and in your mind, so that you can move forward in life and not be stuck where you're at, which is wonderful. So segment 2, I wanted to talk about why forgive and the power of letting go. So why is forgiveness so important for our growth? Here's the thing. Holding on to negativity is like carrying a heavy backpack. If any of you have ever gone camping, I just did that with my daughter a few months ago. and I had one of those old-fashioned backpacks. Yeah, that was heavy with both our stuff in it. Imagine carrying that around every single day with all the anger and hate that you hold towards people that have hurt you in the past. It weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. So we forgive, when we forgive, we create a space of peace, compassion, even joy for us. It doesn't matter what's going on with them. It's not about them. It's about you. Forgiveness is about you. You're creating that space of peace and joy and compassion for yourself. That's all you're doing. Nothing to do with them. It allows us to build healthier relationships and cultivate more positive outlooks on life. Think about it and really sit here and think about it, guys, because every time you think about that person that hurts you and that hate you have for them, how does it affect the rest of your day? Not a very positive outlook that day, right? So it's allowing for that forgiveness to enter your heart and allowing that going on that forgiveness journey towards people who have hurt you is an amazing journey for you, for your growth, for your peace of mind, and for your inner serenity. And those are very important, especially in today's day and age. So, recently I was watching Dr. Phil interview former President Trump. And, I don't get into a lot of political conversations with people because I don't like the way they go, because I don't like that negativity. Like you're either with me or against me. So I'm not going to say whether or not I back Trump or I back Biden or but what I will say is Dr. Phil said something really important. And it's something we as a people need to understand. And basically, and I can't remember the exact words he used, but you can be a hero today by allowing forgiveness, not forget what the other side has done, but forgiveness so you can move on with your life. And Trump's response was, we need to make America great again. And the only way to do that, vengeance, there's many parts to vengeance, and one is just doing the right thing. And so I don't know if he'll forgive and let bygones be bygones at this point or not. But Dr. Phil's point hit home. And that was the fact that in order for everyone to move on with their lives and to create the environment and the life they want, they have to let go of what they feel the people that have hurt them have done to them. It gets into that whole, well, my life would be different if they didn't do this. My life would be different if they didn't do that. And that could very well be true. But what happens is when we start to take that mentality, what we're doing is we're creating almost like a victim mind. So you have no control over your life. You're so angry that you have no control over your life now, over something that happened 15, 20 years ago. So we create that mentality of, I can't move past this. Well, if you can't move past it, then how do you expect changes to be made in your life? And so forgiveness is one of in my opinion, forgiveness is one of the foundations of change. And the third part of forgiveness that I wanted to talk about is really important, and this is part of that foundation, is the self-forgiveness. This is a missing piece that a lot of people don't understand. So we have a foundation of forgiveness. We're trying to go through the journey of forgiving others. Who is the most important person you need to forgive? You need to forgive yourself. And this is to me, this is the main part of the foundation, because we often forget to forgive. Forgiveness isn't just about others. We often forget that forgiveness has to start with us. It's about ourselves holding on to guilt. I know I go through moments of guilt. I go through moments of shame. I go through, I'm a mom. So sometimes I feel like, oh my God, did I not do that right? Oh, I feel so guilty. Shame. We have guilt, we have shame, and we have self-criticism. And the thing is that if I can't forgive myself for things that I've done, mistakes I've made, decisions I've made that might not have been perfect or had the best outlook for me at the time, if I can't forgive myself for those actions, if I can't forgive myself for those thoughts, then I can't forgive others either, because I that part of me isn't able to forgive the most important part of forgiveness, and that's me. So that part of my brain that's kind of there for to grow with forgiveness is kind of not working because I can't forgive myself. So forgiving yourself of your mistakes, forgiving yourself allows you to embrace your own humanity and others. You learn from your past mistakes. I've always felt that if it's not a mistake, if I've learned from it. It's a mistake if I say, I didn't learn nothing, there's nothing coming out of that situation, because everything that we do in life has a lesson for us. Everything that happens to us has a lesson to us. And it helps us create a sense of self-acceptance. So I bet you guys would like to know a few things, a few little tips, and a few little things to take action on. Okay. So this is taking action, the path to forgiveness. It's not easy, guys. I know I struggle with it sometimes. It's not easy, but there are steps you can take to start the journey. Here are a few tips. Acknowledge your pain. Don't bottle up your emotions. That person hurt you. Family member, friend, ex. That person hurt you. Acknowledge it. Feel the pain. Acknowledge that pain. Practice empathy. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you don't condone their actions. What happened? Look at the whole situation and try to see the situation from outside, where you're seeing your actions, their actions, and try to find empathy. There are some situations that there really cannot be any empathy, but try. If you can't find empathy for that person, then what I've done, so there's some people I cannot find empathy for. I just cannot understand why they went to that extreme, or why they felt the need to hurt. So what I've done is I've written a letter to them. I never mailed it. I don't have to mail it because it's not about them. But I've written them a letter explaining what hurt, why it hurt, and that I forgive them. And then I go and I burn it with some sage. And I know that sounds really funny, but what that does is that allows you to let go. That allows you to let it go. And I might have to write the same letter over a few times at different points because something triggered the pain. But each time there's less on it. Each time the last time it might be just, I forgive you. I need to move on. So I am forgiving you. And then I burn it. And there you go. So, try to practice empathy. Be in your pain, be in it, allow for it. I know a lot of people, and I used to do this a lot, was I buried everything down. And I just said, I just grind down and keep going forward. And that's the way I lived my life. And what that does is over time, that's going to have an effect on you and your heart and your ability to have relationships or good relationships, because you have all this stuff that you're holding inside. So Be in your pain, understand your pain, be there, give yourself that freedom. Try to find empathy. Try to look at the situation from the outside looking in and see if there's anything you can find empathy for. If you cannot, and there are a few instances where I can understand if you cannot, try writing them a letter on all the things that you're upset over, why you are so angry with them, and then why you can forgive them. And the forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. So then you can burn it. If they're really still feeling it, because there's some things that will have that are really bad, you can seek outside help to help you learn better, but learn and grow in your forgiveness. So that's session 2 of Grit and Grow with Meghan. The next few sessions are going to be different things about forgiveness, and I invite you to please let me know if it helped you. Let me know if you tried any of the steps, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you. Have a great night.